from the store.
Next, a group of mums on a mission.
Yeah, all the mums concerned live in Salford, one of the areas of the UK with the very, very low rates of breastfeeding. So they decided they'd try to do something about it. So how?
Let's say the answer involved a photographer, some famous landmarks and 12 very cute babies, as Sarah Rogers now reports.
They're showcasing Salford whilst breastfeeding their babies. Salford Lads Club, the B.O.O.B.S Stadium and Odsal Hall are some of the star locations in the UK's first ever breastfeeding calendar. And these are the mums with the starring roles.
My shoot was on Swinton Precinct, which is close to my house, and I actually do feed on that precinct regular. I was in a taxi, and my partner's a taxi driver. It wasn't scary, it was outside Hope Hospital, and it was all really quick, really. It was lovely, it was really nice.
The latest statistics show mums in Manchester are amongst the least likely in the country to breastfeed, something the calendar's founder, Kimberly Walsh, wanted to change.
We've picked those locations because one, they're iconic, and two, they're places that mums in Salford would be going. For example, on the tram, every day people go on the tram and hopefully they will breastfeed.
Many mums in Salford are treated at the Royal Bolton Hospital, where midwives say support is crucial.
If you live in an area where breastfeeding is not the norm and you don't know anybody else who's breastfed, it can be quite difficult to go against everything that your peers are doing and everyone in the area is doing, and to find the support from them that you need to do something different.
Faye Stafford didn't breastfeed her first baby, but says this time round she's not giving up.
It's been that much of a journey. This was kind of a nice way to end it, trying to encourage and empower other women to do it and gain them, give them confidence and also raise money for a good cause.
Life in the limelight isn't something these Salford mums are used to, but their breastfeeding picture will now find its place in the iconic Smiths rooms, surrounded by other snaps taken by Smiths fans.
I think it's a unique one. We've never had that before, and it'll be fabulous, yeah. It's a group of people, and yeah, we've got a couple of spaces on the ceiling here, and I think that'll be fantastic.
These mums say if they can breastfeed in public, then anyone can. And their hope is that their few seconds of fame will encourage others to do the same. Sarah Rogers, ITV News, Salford.
And we're joined in studio now by Kimberly Bond, who runs a magazine for young mums called Visit from the Stalk. It was her idea to make the calendar. She's obviously very proud of it, holding up there. And also one of the youngest mums involved, Stacey Scott. Ladies, tell me, what's the big deal about breastfeeding? I know lots of kids who weren't breastfed. They're perfectly happy, perfectly healthy.
Well, everyone thinks breastfeeding is a big deal for various reasons. They either love it or they hate it. Breastfeeding is such a good thing to do for your baby, as everybody is told regularly. But there's other people.
Do me one favour, just put your calendar down for 1 second because your microphone's that's it.
As I said, people love it or they hate it, and people either think you should cover up or people think you should do it all the time.
But shouldn't there be a choice as to whether or not you want to do it?
Well, there is a choice, yes. But the problem is not many mums are choosing breastfeeding, and because the World Health Organisation has a duty to try and make sure babies have the best start in life, and that's their priority is to increase the amount of breastfeeding.
And Stacey, why was it for you, it was the only choice? You thought, I'm definitely going to breastfeed. Why did you think that?
Well, I've got a biomedical science degree, which I'd just completed when I had Isabella, so there was no question for me whether I was going to breastfeed.
So you know all the background to it?
Yeah, it was just drummed straight into my breast is best and you need to do this and this happens if it's so. It wasn't a question of that, which is why I did the calendar.
What was it like doing the calendar today? Well, over the last few days, what's that been like?
Strange.
Why?
Really, really strange.
Why?
Because normally when you breastfeed, it's an intimate moment between you and your child, but when you've got a photographer telling you to stand this way, stand that way, while you're trying to manage your baby this way, and then not have like your top up there.
It's a natural thing, but it felt unnatural with a photographer there. Kimberly, tell us, why is the numbers in Salford so low?
I think it's a number of things really. I've done some research into this, and this is kind of how boobs came apart. First of all, the culture needs to be changed, and the mums thinking that they can't breastfeed or that they shouldn't breastfeed because their mums didn't do it or their grandmothers didn't do it, and they're worrying about if something goes wrong or they have a problem, that they're not going to have the support. And sometimes the support isn't consistent, so they might go to the GP about a problem, they'd be referred somewhere, but then the health visitor comes along when their baby's 6 weeks old and says, oh, have you been breastfeeding? Oh yes, but I've got this problem, I'll just give up then, or have top up with formula. And that's what a lot of women have told me. So it's various things that make women give up.
And Stacey, very briefly, do you think there is still a bit of a stigma doing it in public?
Definitely. I've had quite a few positives, but I've had a lot of negatives while I've been out trying to feed my child, which is why I did this, to show women that you can go out.
And you're in great company with the Smiths.
Yeah.
Legendary company.
And very positive messages. Thank Kimberly and Stacey. Thank you both indeed very much for coming in. Thank you.
Thank you.